This orchid plant is in a condition of yellowing leaves and stem rot. And most people, when seeing a condition like this, think that the plant can no longer be saved. Many orchid pots are therefore thrown away very unfortunately. But do not rush to throw them away. Looking more carefully, although the upper stem has rotted and been severely damaged, the base and root system of the plant are still quite healthy. That is why I decided to bring this orchid pot home and try to recover it. Welcome to the Wonder Garden channel, a place that shares simple, easy to follow, but extremely useful plant care tips for everyone who loves ornamental plants and orchids. When cared for properly, an orchid plant, even if only the root system remains, can gradually recover, grow new leaves, become healthy again, and continue producing beautiful flower spikes. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the Wonder Garden channel and watch today's video until the end, so you will not miss any important steps. First, when bringing the plant pot home, we will remove all of this old moss from the root system. Moss is a fairly common growing medium and is widely used in industrial orchid cultivation environments because of its high moisture-retaining ability and its support for rapid plant growth under tightly controlled care conditions. However, when bringing the plant home for growing, if you do not remove this moss, it will become the reason why many orchid plants develop yellow leaves, root rot, and stem rot after a short period of time. This is because moss retains water for a very long time. In home garden conditions, airflow and lighting are usually not as stable as in professional greenhouses, causing the roots to remain constantly damp for extended periods. This creates a favorable environment for fungi and bacteria to develop, especially in weakened orchid plants. In addition to the English voice, we have now created dubbed voices in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on Settings, the gear icon, to select the appropriate audio language. After completely removing the old moss, the next step is to use specialized scissors to cut away damaged roots. Rotten roots, mushy roots, dry, black roots, or roots that can no longer absorb nutrients, if left in place, can easily allow fungal diseases to continue spreading to the remaining healthy roots. When cutting, you should observe carefully and only keep roots that are still firm, green, or healthy silvery white in color. These are the most important parts that help the plant continue maintaining life and recovering in the coming period. In addition, removing damaged roots also helps the root system become more airy, limits bacterial accumulation, and creates conditions for the plant to focus nutrients on nourishing the remaining healthy roots. Which country are you watching this video from? It's wonderful that we can connect with each other from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button to support me and not miss any orchid care tips. Finally, after completely treating all damaged roots, rinse the entire plant base again with clean water. This step will help remove any remaining moss, dirt, rotting fluids, and damaged root fragments still attached around the root system. At the same time, it helps make the plant base cleaner before entering the recovery process. After cleaning, we will also be able to observe the actual condition of the root system more easily, which parts are still healthy and which positions need continued monitoring in the future. To treat the base of this orchid plant, First, I will prepare about 2 liters of clean water. Next, I will add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Baking soda helps clean the surface of the base and the root system, while also helping limit fungi, bacteria, and the causes of rot still remaining on the plant. This is a very familiar ingredient, but extremely useful in the recovery process of orchid plants that are weakened or showing signs of stem rot and root rot. If you want to learn the secret to caring for Phalaenopsis orchids, make sure to watch this video carefully until the end. Your orchids will become strong, grow new roots, and bloom vibrantly all year round. Now, after preparing the diluted baking soda solution, we will soak the entire base and root system of the orchid plant into this solution. Soaking like this helps the solution evenly contact the entire root surface and the plant base, supporting deep cleaning while helping limit fungi and bacteria remaining after the damaged root treatment process. Especially for orchid plants suffering from stem rot or severe weakness, this step is very important because it helps reduce the risk of disease continuing to spread to the remaining healthy parts of the plant. We will soak the plant for about 10 minutes. During the soaking period, you can also take advantage of the remaining baking soda solution to clean and care for other orchid plants in the garden. Simply use a piece of soft cotton or a soft cloth to absorb the solution. Then gently wipe both sides of the orchid leaves evenly. Wiping the leaves like this not only helps remove dirt, water stains, and buildup on the leaf surface, but also helps limit fungi, bacteria, and small insects that often hide on orchid leaves. Especially, the underside of the leaves is where many stomata are located to help the plant exchange air. So, do not forget to gently wipe the underside as well to help the leaves remain airy and photosynthesize more effectively. Maintaining the habit of cleaning the leaves regularly will help orchid plants always remain clean and beautiful, with greener and shinier healthy leaves, while also significantly reducing the risk of fungal diseases during the care process. I will use the remaining baking soda solution to soak and treat the growing medium before replanting the orchid plant. This step helps clean the growing medium while also helping limit fungi, bacteria, or small insects that may still exist inside the growing medium before using it for the plant. Normally, I use pine bark combined with a little moss to replant orchid plants like this. Pine bark helps create airflow for the root system, limits excessive water retention, and helps the roots breathe more easily. Meanwhile, the moss will retain a sufficient amount of moisture so the plant does not dry out too quickly during the recovery stage. After 10 minutes, I will remove the orchid plant for replanting. Use cinnamon powder to apply onto the cut wounds, helping them dry quickly and avoid bacterial infection. I have created subtitles in multiple languages. Please select your preferred language, comment below, and let me know which country you are watching from. It's amazing that we can connect from all around the world. To replant this orchid plant, I will reuse the plant's original plastic pot. First, place a layer of pine bark at the bottom of the pot to create an airy cushioning layer for the roots. Next, place the orchid plant in the center of the pot, adjusting it gently so that the plant base just touches the surface of the pot and is not buried too deeply. After that, add more pine bark around it, gently using your hands to press it into the gaps between the roots. This helps secure the plant and helps it stand firmly without damaging the roots. You should work slowly and avoid compacting the growing medium too tightly so the roots have enough space to develop and breathe better. Finally, cover the surface of the pot with a thin layer of moss. This moss layer will help retain moisture for the growing medium, limit water evaporation too quickly, and create a soft and airy environment for young roots to develop. However, you should only apply a very thin layer, avoiding covering the entire opening of the pot with moss because this can cause the roots to become suffocated, lack oxygen, and rot easily. Finally, place the plant in cool and airy locations, avoiding direct sunlight that can cause the plant to lose water quickly. Results after 3 months of care and recovery. You can see that the orchid plant has started producing several new young roots. These thick green root tips are signs showing that the plant is gradually becoming healthy again, and the root system has started functioning more steadily. Not only that, right next to the plant base, a new young shoot has also appeared. This proves that the orchid plant still has very strong vitality, and the recovery process is progressing positively. To continue supplementing additional nutrients for the plant during this stage, I will use 1 tablespoon of coffee grounds mixed with about 500 milliliters of clean water. If you're having any difficulties while taking care of your plants, feel free to share your plant's condition in the comments so we can find the right solution together. After stirring the solution evenly, I will completely filter out the coffee grounds, keeping only the liquid for use. This helps avoid the situation where coffee grounds remain in the growing medium, causing root suffocation or mold development. Finally, I will gently water this solution directly around the plant base, helping the root system absorb nutrients slowly and supporting the plant to continue developing more strongly in the coming period. Results after 6 months. From an orchid plant with yellow leaves and stem rot that seemed impossible to save, the plant has now recovered much more strongly. The small shoot that appeared before has now developed into a complete orchid branch, lush green with firm, healthy leaves, and the root system has also developed more steadily over time. This shows that, as long as the orchid plant still retains a healthy root system and we care for it properly and patiently accompany the plant, recovery is completely possible. Therefore, always be persistent in caring for the plant, maintain suitable moisture, keep the root system airy, and observe the plant's changes every day with enthusiasm and love for ornamental plants. And then, over time, the plant will gradually feel that care, recover more strongly, and reward us with brilliant, lush, and vibrant flower spikes. That is also the most wonderful thing about growing and caring for orchids. What do you think about this method of reviving an orchid plant? If you found this video useful, do not forget to press like, share, and subscribe to the Wonder Garden channel to support me.